suspend the license. I want to tell y'all so bad how I knew my husband was my husband before he was my husband. If you've never seen me before, hi, my name is Jonay, and I am your favorite shorty over 40, finding what fits at this phase of my life. And I met my husband when I was 40, okay? Stick with me. So I'm going to the gym from his house. Picture it. I see, whoop, whoop, the lights behind me. It's cops. I'm like, oh, I don't know what they pulling me over for because I'm clean as a whistle, okay? I'm behaving myself. I'm clean. They're like, ma'am, your license is suspended and we need to arrest you. I text my boyfriend at the time and sent him my location. They were nice enough to wait for somebody to come get my car. I'm like, babe, you gotta figure this out. Mind you, this is my man for whatever, 3-4 months. This lady put the handcuffs on me, put me in the back of that police car, and I was going to jail. We are 3 minutes from the jail, and a dispatch comes through saying, hey, her lawyer called, and we checked the records. They didn't update the system. This woman's license is not suspended. They need to let her out immediately. And all of that is because my husband moved with so much haste about me. Nothing else was important. Nothing else mattered. He moved with so much urgency to make sure I was safe and protected and okay. And if that man would have asked me that day to be his wife, I would have said yes, 100%. If he would have asked me that day to be his wife and let's go to the courthouse, let's do it right now, 100%. Because when you make it to being single and you're 40-something, you done been played with enough. So Lord, show me who ain't about to play about me.
This is really interesting because I think she's obviously a little bit later on down the line in terms of marriage. Might have thought that it wouldn't happen for her for whatever reason. And then obviously she's got a boyfriend and everything's going really, really well. I think to say that you needed a sign to kind of understand rather than having continuous actions that you saw within a relationship that led you to the point where you felt like this person was 100% for you. I don't know. I don't know if that's the best way to make decisions. I don't know if there's like one thing that kind of leads up to you like a eureka moment. I would rather someone that's consistent from the jump about the way they treat me in all different areas. I would rather people took that on board rather than waiting for one big, glorious, miraculous thing that someone did that made them feel all different types of emotions, that kind of led them to a space where they felt like, okay, this person's really looking to put their neck on the line. Because what happens if that situation doesn't show up? What happens if you don't happen to get pulled over by the cops that day and he didn't get the opportunity to show you that he was about you? He don't play about you in that way. What happens then? Are we not sitting down having this conversation that he's your husband? Are we going to get to a place where we look around and we turn around and say, okay, cool. Every single person, when you're in a relationship, you're looking for that Hail Mary to kind of show you that, hey, listen, this person is actually all about me. Because if that's the basis of which we're picking partners, husbands, wives on, whatever you want to call it, then we're going to be in a bit of a tricky situation, because then everyone's just going to be waiting. Everyone's going to be waiting for that grand gesture. Everyone's going to be waiting for that grand moment. Everyone's going to be waiting for that situation that you're going to call your moment when you realize. And if you don't get that, then you're not really going to want to move forward. You're going to be like, I didn't get my situation where I could call on that time. I think it's a bit of a risky way to run your relationship. I think a better way for her to have done it, I think maybe this is the case, maybe she's not actually saying, but I think a better way to conduct whether someone has the readiness to step up and to be the person that you need them to be is consistent, continuous actions that you see in your relationship, is consistent, safe actions that you see in your relationship where the person makes you feel like you're supposed to feel when the person finishes what they said they were going to, when a person's reliable, when the person shows up for you on a consistent basis on the small things, not just one great thing that then leads you to believe that, okay, this is the absolute perfect person for me. not to say that it's not a great thing to happen, but I just think it's a bit of a slippery slope when we say that this is the reason and this is the one thing, or we highlight that one thing that made us knew that this is the time. I don't think that is the best way to kind of go about things, but we continue.
And that's who I will submit to. That's who I will gladly be their wife. I done messed that up a couple times, just trying to say you somebody's wife. It's not that easy, it's not that simple. But when you find somebody who is fine with being inconvenienced by you, somebody else would have been like, man, F that. This girl shit ain't in order and da 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 da. That man trusted me, he trusted my word enough to move so hastily that we didn't even make it 9 miles to the jailhouse. If I'm mad at my husband, I remember that story like, girl, you be okay. Because that man don't play about you. It is always haste about your name. Always moving with haste about his wife. His wife before she was his wife. Ah! Glory! Glory! Anyway, I just want to tell y'all that. Because of that.
Okay, so it seems that that's her reference point. It seems that that's what she's going to keep pointing to. When times get hard, she's going to point to that moment, which is fine, so long as she has a happily ever after. I don't think it's the perfect way to do things. I don't think it's what you should be broadcasting and saying, this is how I knew this was my husband, because there should have been certain things that he was doing prior that pointed you in that direction. This was just the additional thing. I think that's a better way to kind of frame it, because if this was the reason, and this is the reason why, you get into further arguments, and the arguments are de-escalated based on the fact that he did this one thing, which was such a poignant moment in both of you guys' relationships, then I don't think the relationship is going to last. Because what happens if that situation starts to, go to the back of your mind slowly? What happens if all of a sudden, he starts behaving in a way that you don't like, and then that situation is not balancing right on a scale of things? So I believe consistent actions just generally, and it sounds like she might just be phrasing it wrong in terms of maybe not highlighting some of the other things, and that this was such a big thing for her specifically, versus what she might have experienced in the past. So I would like to think, give her the benefit of the doubt, to say that this guy is just a genuine guy that ticks all the boxes for her. And it's not just this one thing that she's referencing that he did that has made her feel like he's the one, and this is the crux of which they're building their relationship on. Because I would hate to think that someone just thought about one thing that I did. I'd like to think that it was from the jump they knew that I was going to be the guy, and that we were building upon the basis of me showing continuous actions, me showing them that I am who I am, me showing out for them in every way, shape or form. Because I don't think anybody's husband should be playing about their wife. Do you know what I mean? Like, why would you want to play around about your wife? Well, it's no games. Like, what are we talking about? It's no games. Like, everything should be done with haste with everybody's wife. There's no man out there that's married that if his wife gets in a jam that he's moving slowly. Like, seriously, come on. But, interesting viewpoint. I'm glad she found someone that's consistently making her happy now, and she's 40 years old, so let's hope they stay together and live happily ever after. But yeah, as usual, I'd love to know your thoughts. Get it cracking in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next one.